So as you expect, at the top of the table over in Germany, Bayern, München and Dortmund, the only teams with a 100% record moving into match number 3. But will they both be there after this weekend's action? We're going to take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again a prediction video. Today we're recording match number drive and over in the Bundesliga, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe and bang out all things Rovers related, Bundesliga related, World Cup related, out in Qatar. We're going to look forward to that later in the calendar year, but right here, right now, we're focusing on, of course, the Bundesliga and match number 3. We'll get to that in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But anyway, let's get into it. Of course, have a look at how we all got on in match number 2. That's right, of course. See how I did, see how you did, of course. My picks on the left-hand side, the real deal is on the right. So let's get into it then, shall we? Of course, Dortmund 3-1 as a Freiburg. I went with a 2-0 win myself. Leverkusen Schockeroonie lost to Augsburg there. I went with the 2-0 win myself. Leipzig could only muster a draw against Köln. I went with the 3-0 win myself. Hoffenheim did pick up a result against Bochum. I went with the 2-1 win myself as well. All square between Berlin and Eintracht Frankfurt. 2-0 win for me. Werder Bremen 2-2 draw. Stuttgart looks terrible, doesn't it? Werder Bremen as well. Schalke with a draw against Gladbach. I went the other way. You went with the 0-0 draw. Bloody shite, mate. I did shite. I got 3 out of all that. 3 absolutely dreadful for me, but we're going to see how dreadful you all are as well. So let's take a look at the table then, shall we? Of course, Bayern lead the charge, Dortmund is second, of course, Gladbach up to third, Köln having a field day up in fourth. But what about the Super Brew? Not that one. We're going to go to the German one then, shall we? Let's go check out the look at the German Super Brew. Of course, we are looking at round results, of course, and we are looking at the second round. So look at these. Vinny Hong, absolute shitter, 1.5 points there. I'm up there with 4.5, considering it's probably not bad. But Raymond Reddington kicking ass and taking aims, 10 points out of that one. Well done to him, of course. Sammy Boy, and there's a whole host of yous in there. But well done, Raymond Reddington. I'm actually 10th in the overall leaderboard, which, for whatever reason, is not loading. Again, this is the problem with the Super Brew. I don't know why, but according to them anyway, I'm 10th. I'm 10th in our little leaderboard. 10th. Anyway, you just have to take my word for it. The game engine is busy, so you have to check for yourself. But anyway, Raymond Reddington kicked ass and took some names, of course, in match day number 2. If you want to get involved, of course, it is free to enter. cut/Bundes. It is free. Use the link, get in amongst it, and of course, we'll see how you do next time around. Speaking of next time around, these are the games. That's right, of course, as we look forward to match number 3. Of course, let's jump at the deep end with, of course, Friday, August the 19th. It is Gladbach. It is Berlin, of course, and let's take a look at this game, of course, taking place at the Borussia Park on the 19th of August. 45 times they played just in 1997, 19 wins for Gladbach, 15 wins for Berlin, and 11 draws. Gladbach, though, unbeaten in the last 6, of course, 6% for them, drawing 4 the last 6, though. Meanwhile, Hertha coming to us without a win in 6. The biggest win, though, for Hertha Berlin has a 6-0 win. The biggest win for Gladbach over Berlin was a 5-0 win. Berlin have scored 68 goals compared to Gladbach's 70 over the course of the 45 games. Works out about 1.51 goals for the visitors, 1.56 for the host. Take a look at the last time there was a 2-0 win for Gladbach back in March 2022. The away side hasn't won this game since Hertha beat Gladbach back in Gladbach in February 2019. Hertha Berlin opened up with a draw against Frankie last time around, and of course Gladbach opened up with a 2-2 draw against Schalke. Coming at you though, 11 on is your Gladbach, of course 10-3 is draw, 9-2 is of course your Hertha Berlin. 2-0 win at the end for Mönchengladbach to take it to the house. Back in my boys on that one. Meanwhile, Dortmund up against Bremen, of course, taking place on Saturday, the 20th of August at the Signal Under Park. Played 64 times since 1982, 31 wins for Dortmund, 21 wins for Bremen, and 12 draws, of course. Dortmund, though, unbeaten last 4, 58% form against the Bremen side, just 1 defeat past 6 for them, 67% form for them moving forward. Biggest win for Bremen over Dortmund was a 4-0 win. The biggest win in the way, a 5-0 win. Bremen scored 100 goals over the course of those 64 matches, where Dortmund scored 121. There's goals in these games, I tell you. 1.56 on average when Bremen played Dortmund, and 1.89 goals per game for Dortmund when they played Werder Bremen. Last time played each other, of course, at Dortmund was a 4-1 win for Dortmund back in April 2021. Dortmund actually went 3 in the on the spin, just lost once of the last 6. He picked up a couple of draws as well. Dortmund with a 3-1 win over Freiburg, of course, and Bremen with back-to-back 2-2 draws. Will they make it a 3-peat? We'll see very, very soon. 11-4 on is your Dortmund, 4-1 draw, 13-2 is your Werder Bremen here. Going to go with, of course, a 3-0 win for Dortmund here to take it to the mix to make it 3 wins out of 3. Next, of course, Leverkusen up against Hoffenheim, of course, who are playing catch up a little bit right now. They're actually in the relegation zone right now. Leverkusen are actually bottom of the pile, but they played each other 29 times, these two sides, 2003. 16 wins for Leverkusen, 7 wins for Hoffenheim, and we've got 6 draws, of course. 3 defeats on the spin for Leverkusen right now, 42% form. Up against Hoffenheim side, just 1 defeat at the past 6 games, 75% form for them moving forward. Biggest win for Hoffenheim over Leverkusen, a 4-1 win. The biggest win in the way, a 5-0 win. Leverkusen have scored just 38 goals compared to Leverkusen. Hoffenheim have scored 38 goals compared to Leverkusen's 58 over the course of 29 matches. Of course, works out about 1.31 goals a match for Hoffenheim, 2 goals a game for Leverkusen heading into this. Last time around, though, in Leverkusen, it was a 2-2 draw back in December 2021. And actually, Leverkusen unbeaten against Hoffenheim over the last 4, and I've actually just lost once the last 6. However, there has been 3 draws over the last 6 matches. Leverkusen, of course, losing to Dortmund, losing to Augsburg, of course. Hoffenheim bouncing back with a 3-2 win over Bochum last time around. The odds here, though, we have Leverkusen 10-7 on for the victory, for 60-5 issue draw, 10-3 issue away win here. That is Hoffenheim. I am back in Leverkusen to get up and running here with a 2-1 win over Hoffenheim to start the count for them moving forward. Wolfsburg up against Schalke, of course, coming at you on Samstag as well. The Volkswagen Arena played 51 times in 1987, 17 wins for Wolfsburg, 18 wins for Schalke, 16 draws, of course. Wolfsburg, though, 75% form for them, just won back-to-back games without a win for them, up against the Schalke side, who have just got 1 win in 6. The biggest win for Schalke over Wolfsburg, 4-0 win. The biggest win in the way, a 5-0 win. And Schalke scores 72 goals compared to Wolfsburg, 73 over the course of those 51 games. Works out around 1.41 goals a match for Schalke, 1.43 goals for Wolfsburg. Heading into this last time played in Wolfsburg, it was a 5-0 win for Wolfsburg in March 2021 in the Bundesliga. It's actually been 3 games, a 3-game winning run for Wolfsburg over Schalke, and they haven't conceded a goal in those last 3. Scored 8 goals without return against Schalke. Schalke did draw with Gladbach last time around. Of course, Wolfsburg did lose to Bayern last time around. They're also a bit shit right now, aren't they? Of course, just above the drop zone. The odds here for this one, though, is 2017 on issue at Wolfsburg, 11-4, draw 14-5 is your Schalke here. Going to back, of course, Wolfsburg here. Clean sheet to boot. Schalke in a bit of trouble early days. Augsburg up against Mainz, of course, also on Saturday, August the 20th. Of course, played each other 27 times since the year 2000. 27 times since the year 2007. 10 wins for Mainz, 13 wins to Augsburg. We've got 4 draws, of course. 2 wins the last 3 games to Augsburg right now, 42% for against the Mainz side, who've lost just once the last 6. The biggest win for Mainz over Augsburg, 4-1 win. The biggest win in the way, a 3-0 win. Augsburg scored 39 goals compared to Mainz's 41. Works out around 1.44 goals a match for Augsburg, 1.52 goals a game for Mainz heading into this. Last round, though, in Augsburg, it was a 2-1 win for Augsburg back in April 2022. Augsburg with a 2-1 win over Leverkusen. Mainz with a 0-0 draw against Union Berlin. On the odds here, 12-5 is your host, 11-10 is your away, 12-5 is your draw. Which way you're going to go? I'm going right in the middle. 1-1 right down the smackaroonies. What do you think about that? Let me know down below if you agree or disagree. Stuttgart up against Freiburg, of course, coming at you also on Saturday, the 20th of August at the Mercedes-Benz Arena. Played the 47 times in 1983, 16 wins for Freiburg, 25 wins for Stuttgart, 6 draws, of course. Stuttgart, though, unbeaten in the last 9 games, of course, 83% form for them. Up against the Freiburg side, just 1 defeat at the past 6, 83% form for them moving forward. The biggest win for Freiburg over Stuttgart, 4-0 win. The biggest win in the way, a 3-0 win. Freiburg has scored 66 goals compared to Stuttgart's 83. Works out around 1.4 goals a game for Freiburg, 1.77 goals a game for Stuttgart. Last time round, of course, over in Stuttgart, it was a 3-2 win for Freiburg back in 28th of August, my birthday, 2021. Meanwhile, Freiburg actually won 3 in the spin against Stuttgart, but they have opened up with, of course, a win over Augsburg, and they bounced back. Actually, took a shitter against Dortmund, losing 3-1 last time around. Stuttgart, of course, back-to-back draws, opening up the campaign with a couple of points. The odds here for this one, then, shall we? Stuttgart 13-8 for the 64 is your Freiburg, 5-2 is your draw. Back in Freiburg here, 2-1 for them. They're good, very, very good, and I think they're going to be in the mixer later on in the season. Union Berlin up against Leipzig, of course, coming at you over at the Under Alten Forsterei. Played 11 times in 2014, 4 wins for Union Berlin, 6 wins for Leipzig, 1 draw, of course. 75% form for Union Berlin right now, unbeaten in the last 8 games, of course. In fact, they haven't lost any of the last 11 home matches. Up against the Leipzig side, coming to some 50% form, 1-2 loss, 2 and draw 2 over the last 6, without winning 4, though. Meanwhile, Union Berlin, biggest win over Leipzig, 2-1 win, the biggest win in the way, a 4-0 win. Leipzig have scored 21 goals over Union Berlin over the course of those 11 matches, works out around about 1.91 goals a game. Union Berlin, they've scored 13 goals over those 11 matches, works out around 1.18 goals a match. Last time played in Berlin, though, of course, it was a 2-1 win for Union Berlin, and if actually Union Berlin have picked up 3 wins in the last 4 games over Leipzig. The only time they lost was in the Cup back in April 2022. Union Berlin have opened up with an unbeaten run so far, beating Hertha Berlin and also beating and drawing with Mainz. Leipzig have opened up with, of course, Back-to-back draws for them heading into this. Look at the odds here for this one then. We have Union Berlin 5-2 for the victory, 21-10 is your Leipzig, of 5-2 is your draw. I'm back in Berlin to not lose this game. I'm going for the 2-1 for them to show that they are still a force to be reckoned with. An awkward side to play against. Into Sunday's matches, of course, it's Frankfurt up against Köln, of course. Frankfurt not really getting up and running, really, are they? Of course, are maybe preoccupied with the thought of playing in the Champions League later. This game is failing to load. Let me have a look at something else while I try and get this badger going. So it is Eintracht Frankfurt. It is FC Köln or something along those lines. Now these two sides will play at the Commerzbank Arena on the 21st of August. Played the 40 times in 15 wins for Frankie, 60 wins for Köln, and we've got 9 draws, of course. Frankfurt's biggest win over Cologne has been 6-2 win. The biggest win in the way, 5-1 win. Köln have actually scored 70 goals compared to Frankfurt, 60 over the course of the 40 matches. Works out about 1.52 goals a game for Frankie, 1.75 goals a game for Köln. However, coming into this Cologne, just one defeat past 5, and then 58% for them. Meanwhile, Frankie coming just without a win in 3, 58% form in the last 6 as well. Last time I played each other in Frankie was a 1-1 draw back in September 2021. And of course, Frankie opened up, or coming into this on the back of a 1-1 draw against Hertha Berlin, Köln with a 2-2 draw against Leipzig. The odds for this one, though, is 20-20 is your Frankie, 11-5 is your away win, 14-5 is your draw. I'm back in a 2-1 for Frankfurt to get the season moving and stop Köln from being in the Champions League spots this week. And then wrapping up, it'll be Bochum, it'll be Bayern, and it would take place at the Vonnevar Ruhr Stadion. Played 32 times in 1982. 2 wins for Bochum, 23 wins for Bayern, 7 draws, of course. Biggest win for Bochum, 4-2 win over Bayern. The biggest win in the way, a 7-0 win. In fact, Bochum scored 35 goals compared to Bayern's 85. Works out at about 1.09 goals a game compared to 2.66 goals a game for Bayern. Bochum, though, 50% form for them, won 3 and lost 3 of the last 6. Of course, Bayern, though, coming to this 4 wins in the last 5 games, 75% form in the last 6. Last time I played in Bochum was a 4-2 win for Bochum back into February 2022. Can they do a repeat? I don't think so. Of course, Bochum have opened up back-to-back defeats for them, looking very, very wobbly. Bayern, though, scoring 8 goals and conceding just the 1 in the first 2 matches of the season. 12-1 is your Bochum, 11-2 on is your Bayern, 7-1 is your draw. Backing with a back in Bochum to lose, back in Bayern to win, 3-0 win in the end. And of course, if I'm right, it will still be as you expect at the top of the table, with Bayern 9-9, Dortmund 9-9, and of course Gladbach with Union Berlin in the top 4 for the time being. That's, of course, my take on it, guys. Be sure to get your own take, of course, using the Super Brew, /Bundes. It is free. Get your name in lights, and, of course, I'll be seeing you next time around when we take a look at that in all its glory. Of course, I do appreciate the love on the channel. Make sure you give it some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and all that kind of jazz. We've got the Discords wide open, free for you guys to get involved with the community there. And, of course, we'll be seeing you next week for the next round of matches. But until then, we're done.